And welcome to another episode of Dos and a Half Cincos. This is episode number 121. This week we cover in our movie of the week, Lightyear. But before we get into it, as always, I'm your host, David.
And I'm Woody. Howdy, howdy, howdy.
There's a snake in my boot.
And I can't contribute anything else that would top that.
All right. So outside of Lightyear, Stu, what else did you see this week?
I watched kind of an interesting horror movie. It had a pretty good concept, but I feel like I kind of fell flat. It's called They Look Like People. It's pretty interesting. It had this really kind of cool, creepy concept for the horror aspect of the movie, but I think it kind of fell flat because it might have just been like too low budget, or I don't know what happened, but it was one of those movies that kind of turned into like, oh, the real thing was mental illness, kind of thing. Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like it when it tries to do that. So, but yeah, it was unfortunate though because it had a really cool concept. But
so concept, you give it a 4 out of 5, and then execution.
I'll give it like a 9 for concept, but execution, I give it like a 5.
Oh, I just read the headline for it, and I was like, okay, now I see where you say mental illness. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else? On the boys, Stranger Things.
I am caught up on Stranger Things now. Okay. I'm also caught up on Kenobi, which I just said I was talking to Ben about this yesterday. I think what is it, 5 episodes now so far?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I'm the only one following it, but yeah, the first 3 episodes, it's kind of like, I forgot what other show did Disney do that was kind of like this, where the first, there was the Boba Fett one, but first 3 episodes are kind of like for Kenobi, but then finally, I think in the following, episodes 4 and 5, it finally kind of starts to do stuff. So
God damn it, this happened last time when I was watching fucking Boba Fett too. I'm like, fuck this, I'm not gonna pick it up. And then I was like, but wait, now Mando's with Mando's in it, and he's got a fucking Naboo starfighter. What, this better be like, Obi-Wan is like, oh, I gotta save Anakin, but I can't get there in time, and then someone pops in with a fucking pod race and is like, now you can. That's the
Kenobi.
only way this will be redeemed for me.
Well, there's no pod racer, but
well, then why the fuck are you even trying to convince us to watch it? There's no way.
I don't think he's trying to convince you. He's just telling us what he saw.
Good.
Convince him. Smoke. Just smoking yet? Okay. What about you, Ben? What else did you see this weekend?
Oh, me? So I was able to catch up on The Boys. I was a little behind on it. So far, I do really like the season. I feel like they definitely put like a lot of their production value into just like these really weird like commercial spoofs or just off-brand media spoofs, which I'm all for. Like what Vatomundo, that's pretty great. But yeah, this whole season's been pretty good so far. Can't wait to see how the rest of it pans out. I've also started watching Miss Marvel a bit. Right now I think it's well, I know it's only like 2 episodes in, but I'm enjoying it a lot. Okay.
So
yeah,
you're one of the 775,000 households that watched Miss Marvel.
Yeah, I am one of those 775,000 households that watched it. But yeah, I think it's pretty good right now. I want to say, well, without knowing how the rest of the season is going to go, it's pretty good for the first 2. I definitely didn't have this feeling for like, what was it, Captain America or not? Is it Captain America? No. Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Yeah, that one was a little bit disappointing. I might have liked it a little bit better than Loki right now, but we'll see how the rest of the season pans out.
I mean, let's be real. Everything's been disappointing, with maybe the exception of Loki.
Yeah, it has been kind of disappointing. So, yeah, I'm excited to see where the rest of it goes. It's definitely a lot. It's a lot different. A lot lower stakes. But the humor and the acting, I think, is pretty good. Even it's very stylish too, which is surprising. So yeah.
Okay. Anything else?
Mm-mm.
Did either of you get a chance to watch Uncharted? I finally watched that over the
Why?
weekend.
Why would I watch that?
No, what the fuck?
It was actually okay. I
Uh-huh.
will tell, as
Did you ever
somebody
play
who
the
played the
games?
game. I did play the games, and that
How
was the
could you
part that was
possibly?
obvious
How could you possibly like it? That'd
because
be
of
like
the
me saying any of the Resident Evil movies are good.
They are. Oh man,
No,
I should
they're
watch
not.
them. But you just said they were good.
I felt
No,
like they're true to
And Stu would
they're
never
true to
lie.
the source material for. I mean, it was entertaining. I mean, is it close to anything the games are? Absolutely not. That's not. I'm still trying to figure out where they're placing it, but they've clearly left it open for them to come out with a sequel. The biggest thing they kept bringing me back is that crap. What's his name?
Tom Holland.
Mark Wahlberg. Yeah, the entire time does not don a mustache, and I was like, that is not real Sullenberger if there is no mustache. Um,
Yeah. And
and
does he just kind of talk like this? And come on, come on, Drake, you gotta doing the thing. Does he talk like that? Does he just
yeah,
talk like
actually,
Mark Wahlberg? And does
yeah, he
Tom
talks
Holland
like Mark
talk like
Wahlberg.
Tom Holland?
Tom Holland actually does an okay job portraying Nathan Drake because there's a lot of like that uncertainty kind of nature that he has. Like it's kind of hard to not see him as like Spider-Man. I keep thinking I was like, oh, you know what? He'll just web sling his way out of that. And I'm like, oh wait, that's not the way. So that it kind of reminded me a little bit of like National Treasure. It's kind of like that. And then obviously I went back and watched The Lost City, and I was like, okay, this is night and day. One of these is way better than the other. But I mean, it was still a fun way to spend like an hour and 40 minutes. I think it's not very long. But it was okay. It was not too bad. Um, got caught up on the boys. Pretty much that's about it. I wanted to get your take on something, Ben, with Miss Marvel, or actually Stu too. Stu, are you interested in watching it at all?
I'm kind of burnt
Meh.
out on
Yeah.
Okay.
Marvel shows right now, so
That's understandable. Yeah.
Is it like
although
is
I don't
this
really, I don't, I have, it's because I don't know like enough about, or I'm not as familiar with like all this expanded, Marvel universe stuff that I'm like, because I didn't like my interest, so like in Marvel, kind of like as far as it went before was probably like Iron Man, and then pretty much
Captain
phase one
America?
through three.
Right.
That was about as much like expanded interest as I ever had. And
Yeah.
then, but all this other stuff, I'm kind of like, oh god, I don't know
So
anything.
your interest is the same as Chris Evans, right? If like I'm going back to Marvel, it better be what does he say? He'd play the Human Torch again, um, but nothing else. He's like, I would not want to do Captain America again.
Yeah,
So
that's fine.
yeah. Okay. All right. Let's move over to our box office rundown for this
Wait,
week.
what was your question though?
Oh, I wanted to, sorry. Thank you. I wanted to ask you like, so, well, I asked you your question, like, are you interested at all?
Oh.
And then Ben, where do you see this kind of going? Like, are they going to continue, just releasing like new superheroes essentially and just hoping that they stick and then they can eventually expand this into a full featured film? Or is there like some type of like timeline that we're supposed to be following? Because I have no idea where they're going with some of this stuff now.
Yeah, I mean, right now I feel like it's just definitely laying a lot of groundwork out. I mean, we're almost starting from zero, right? We had like the big finale of all the past 10 years of Marvel, like build up to Endgame, and I thought that was pretty rewarding for everyone who kind of stuck through it. But now it looks like they're trying to start something else new and fresh and trying to get in like a whole new crowd, and I think that's
Tumors.
understandable. Yeah. Wait, what?
Ugh,
Tumors? What?
might as well be.
Oh.
I
Well, we'll see how it goes. But right now, it's kind of doing the same thing where it's like just setting up a lot of the ground or the base heroes for the next I don't know how many years. I don't know how successful it'll be, but I kind of had the same feeling when Marvel was doing their first run with Iron Man and everything. It's like you got a few heroes that are like, oh, okay, this one's cool, but then there, I'm not gonna lie, there were a lot of duds. Like the first Captain America movie, I was like, like Incredible Hulk, Thor, I was like, wow, this kind of sucks,
Those ones
Uh,
all kind of seem like they were like entertaining the idea of having like this huge expanded or connected universe,
yeah,
but
But they
like
hadn't
not
really
really
teased it
committing
yet.
to it.
Right.
yeah.
And then they didn't really like commit to it until
Avengers.
they like did they were like leading up to the first Avengers movie.
Yeah, so I do kind of want to see where this is all going because right now it's definitely a lot of, oh, here's a teaser for something, but you don't really understand what it is. Like, I will give the first few Marvel films the fact
A
that
pass.
well, they at least were pointing to like something bigger collectively, right? They were all pointing to the fact that yeah, we're all leading up to Infinity Stones. That was something that they're leading up to. This one right now, I don't know what they're trying to all do right now. Like it's
I don't-
something, but maybe it's just my lack of like comic book lore,
Yeah,
knowledge.
Bowie's
how
raging in the
right,
comments
right.
right
I
now.
was about to say, Stu, I was like, how much hair do you think Bowie has at the end of this? At the end of this particular segment, like he's
Yeah,
like
Gonna
tearing
need
his
a
hair
new
out, going,
keyboard.
yeah.
Ben, how could you not? I've been explaining
I
this
can't
to you for
believe you don't
forever.
know anything about. Oh my god!
I still
Uh,
can't get over the stupid Captain or the Doctor Strange post credit scene. Fucking, he stands up opening night and yells out "Yo" when Charlize Theron shows up on screen, and no one else does. Like literally, it's like crickets. I couldn't make this shit up. It was the best thing I've
No, I
ever
think it would have
witnessed
been
in my
better if
life.
someone said "shut down, shut up." That would have been better.
I feel like
Just maybe just
that's probably a perfect example of where Marvel's at right now.
Yeah,
Is there's like one person out of like 100 who's like
yeah,
freaking out about everything they're doing right now.
yeah,
Whereas before, it was probably a little easier because characters like Iron Man,
yeah,
Thor,
very
the
mainstream.
Avengers, they're very has a lot of mainstream appeal.
yeah,
And but then now they're done with that, it's like nobody even before the Phase 3 ended, it was like nobody really knew who Captain Marvel was or
yeah.
uh and now they're doing
Black
Miss
Panther
Marvel
or right.
and everyone. What other show are they doing? Moon Knight or
Yeah.
you know
I did like Moon Knight.
Moon
Well,
Knight is
until the very
probably out of all the Marvel like themed ones, I feel like that one's probably my favorite one
yeah,
out of all of them. Like production value wise, I mean, there have been some hiccups in there. Obviously, there's a little bit of controversy, but overall production, I felt story wise and like engagement, I actually felt like I wanted to be like, okay, what happens next? But all the other ones, it's kind of like, okay, I'm just kind of getting through this so that way I have an idea of what's going to happen in Doctor Strange: The Multiverse of Madness. But
yeah,
even though those were not even related at all.
yeah,
But yeah, I think it has to also do with the new formula that they're going with, right? They're not paying like hundreds of millions of dollars for stars anymore just because they know that Marvel is already an established franchise, right? And they're just like, hey, pick whoever you want to play. And if you want to be in it, we'll get you in it, but we're not going to pay you for it, right? I mean, the $100+ million contract that Scarlett Johansson got for playing Black Widow, or Chris Evans for Captain America, so on and so forth, those don't exist anymore, right? I think we talked about this previously, that they're like, well, we only want people who are interested. It's like, no, it's because you want to line your pockets with more money, because that way you don't have to pay as much out. Or maybe it's just possibly
maybe
that
they're
production
just
values aren't as
banking
high.
on the fact that everyone's just going to be like they're just going to watch it just because it's Marvel with and like they've already kind of got everyone in through the door with
Oh,
their with
comic book
Phase 1 through
purpose,
3, and
right?
now that they
yeah.
got you, they're just kind of like, here, yeah, whatever, I don't care.
But
Well,
do you think
okay,
that doesn't bode well for like future stars? Let's say, for example, we've never seen Johnny Depp in a Marvel film, or Keanu Reeves. Tom Cruise hasn't been. I mean, obviously, I'm naming some really old actors, but like does that doesn't really bode well for them, since they usually have like a pretty like basic bonus, like they signing. They're like, hey, if it's
pretty
not
wide draw.
yeah, if it's not like 50 mil, then I'm not interested. You know what I mean?
Well, I don't know, but I do want to say that I don't think they're phoning it in right yet. Like, if we had to compare like big franchises and how people are handling them, I think Marvel's doing a pretty good job. You know, they're definitely trying to appeal to the fan base and not just like doing whatever the fuck they want. And it does seem
Jurassic
like
Park.
they have a plan. Yeah, Jurassic Park. Fucking, I have to say, like Star Wars right now, like it's pretty disappointing to see everything Star Wars related come out that's not the Mandalorian. You know, it's just like what the fuck is this? You know, so it. I think right now I'm still in the phase where I'm like, okay, I'm willing to put in, you know, some attention to this to see where it's going. You know.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and jump over to our box office rundown. At number 1 from last week is Jurassic World Dominion with $59 million, bringing its grand total to
No, don't entertain that idea. Stop saying that. No.
apparently, even though it's not very well rated, it's the lowest rated Jurassic Park related film. I can't say Jurassic Park because it's Jurassic World, but it still is, you know, shattering its own record. So number 2 is our movie of the week this week, Lightyear with 50 million. Number 3, Top Gun Maverick with 44 million. That's what I was waiting for.
Yeah, that's fine. See, that one's fine.
Number 4, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness with 4.4. Number 5, The Bob's Burgers Movie. Number 6, The Bad Guys. It's still in theaters. All right, 980,000. Number 7, Everything Everywhere All at Once, setting records yet again. You know, the highest grossing film from A24 ever. Period. Number 8, Downton Abbey: A New Era. Number 9, Sonic the Hedgehog 2.
Wait, really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow. Okay.
And number 10, Brian and Charles.
Is that a Bollywood
Burundi?
movie?
I don't know. Probably.
Ooh.
After a particularly harsh winter, Brian goes into deep depression, completely isolated, no one to talk to. Brian does what any sane person would do when faced with such a melancholic situation. He built a robot. No, this is not a Bollywood film. Falling out of the top 10.
We haven't had a Bollywood movie in the
film,
top 10.
right? I think that one is all the way down to nope. That's not a Bollywood film. I have no idea. I don't see it anymore. Falling out of the top 10 was number 11, Firestarter with 157,000. Where is our good friend Morbius? No longer on this. I guess
it's not Morbin time anymore.
It's not Morbin time. Apparently, there was a little bit of a push to try to get it back into theaters again for the third time.
Why?
What is this? What is happening, guys? I don't understand what's this obsession is with bringing this like craptastic movie back into theaters. Is it just because they want to see Sony lose all of its money on this IP, for example?
Yeah.
I don't know what they're trying to accomplish.
If they're not going to learn, you know.
Oh God. You do. I don't know. I'm just throwing this out into the internet space. You guys keep bleeding all of the money out of Sony. Sony still has the rights to Spider-Man, and if you guys want to see the third Spider-Man movie with James Garfield in it, James Garfield. Who is it?
James Hetfield.
No.
Cody. John Carbuncle or John Arbuckle.
Dang it. What is his name?
Cody Carbuncle.
Garfield.
Man, God.
Monday Garfield.
What is his name? What is it?
Lasagna Cat.
Andrew Garfield?
Andrew Garfield. So it is Garfield. Why'd you keep messing with me? Who's James Garfield? I don't know who James Garfield is. It's James Franco. If you take James Franco and you mash him with Andrew Garfield, you get James Garfield. I don't know.
What the fuck?
You know, you keep bleeding all this money out of Sony Pictures. They're not going to produce your third Spider-Man third.
Then they'll be forced to sell the IP finally. Holy fuck.
To
How much do we have to raise to be able to buy it?
I don't know, but I know that Sony is like clinging on for dear life.
That's their only thing that they make money on, I'm pretty sure.
I mean, I guess tangentially related to Spider-Man is their animation department, which admittedly is pretty good, but that's about it. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, whatever. All right, questions, comments,
I just
concerns?
googled Sony films, and it's the picture list is just all Spider-Man related.
With such hit films as Men in Black International and that new really weird Ghostbusters with the all-female Ghostbusters and
2016 Ghostbusters that
yeah.
didn't
No,
actually
wait.
happen.
Wasn't the latest Ghostbusters the one with the Stranger Things kid?
Yeah, that was.
Yes,
That one was actually good.
that one
That
was
was a
that one was
rare.
good.
That was a
Yeah.
rare hit.
Yeah.
Cinderella is also theirs. The one
Even a
that went
blind
straight
troll
to
finds a nut
Amazon
once in a while.
Prime. Wait, Bullet Train could be good. I don't know. I feel like the hype's
Uh,
too big on this.
What hype? Who's giving hype for this movie? Who are you talking to, David?
Anybody who
we're
watched
here
the NBA Finals? Come on.
Yeah, Steph was really looking forward to Bullet Train.
I think it was Lonzo Ball, and it's Dame time.
I prefer Money Train with
Money Train
Denzel
was good.
or not Denzel, Wesley Snipes and
Denzel Snipes.
Denzel. Yeah. Shoot, Woody Harrelson. There was a
Oh.
time like the White Man Can't Jump era of movies where they were just in movies all the time together with each other.
Wesley Snipes and who?
Woody Harrelson.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, like honestly, my whole knowledge of the duo ends at White Man Can't Jump.
Yeah.
It also begins there.
I mean, it's not
Hey,
a bad.
Stu,
It's still a good. That's a good start stop.
Stu, I
Also.
wanted to ask you something. Did you ever check out any of the not? I don't know if it's like considered animated series for Resident Evil, like Infinite Darkness and
I watched
Degeneration,
yeah,
Damnation,
I watched the first handful of animated movies, which were actually pretty decent. But I guess when you compare them to the other movies
live
they
action.
made, it's at least it has actual characters from the game.
Wait, was that the animated movie with that one gunfight between Leon, or was it Chris and Wesker or some shit?
Oh no, it was Chris and Leon. That was they were having like a John Wick style like zombie fight, gunfight or
No,
something.
not that
Oh,
one. I
not that
think it
one.
was like they were having the gunfight with each other,
Oh,
and it was like they had like that was the worst case of infinite ammo I've ever seen, and it was just like I don't know. It's very hard to describe, but it's almost like they were. It's like Equilibrium, right? You remember
right.
Equilibrium
Yeah,
with infinite ammo,
right.
and they're just shooting like non-stop.
I can't remember if it's not the thing that I was talking about. Then I'm not sure.
Okay,
Resident Evil Vendetta. I see them
yeah,
both
that's
on the
what
cover.
it was. It's I don't know. I would love to hear what you have to say about that gunfight too, because like I don't know. It's both like this is so fucking stupid, bordering on holy fuck, this is amazing.
I think Vendetta was the weaker of the animated
4.
movies.
Right. There's Vendetta, Damnation, Degeneration, and then the latest one was Infinite Darkness, which I don't think has come
Infinite
out.
Darkness is
just...
terrible. Don't.
Is it out already?
It's like a series. It's a series, but it's really just what they did is they made another animated movie, but then they try to chop it up into a series because each episode recaps the previous episodes for like 5 to 10 minutes. And the episodes are like 30 minutes long.
That reminds me of these TV shows that Irene and her mom sometimes watch, like the Filipino soap operas. And so one of the biggest draw for them is that they come out every day. I think including Saturdays and Sundays.
Wow.
So for like 3 or 4 months straight, like you get an episode every single day. But some of these episodes are so bad because of the fact that actually most of them start out with so it's a half an hour. The first 10 minutes are recaps from the previous episode of what happened. And they kind of sew it together to make it look like it's brand new. I'm like, that happened already. I just watched that with you.
Yeah.
So it kind of
pretty much
reminds me of I'm just like stitching them all together. Okay. Questions, comments, concerns about box office rundown? No.
I'm
I
shaking my head.
feel like I had a comment, but I
If
totally
you remember
forgot.
it, you can come back to it.
Usually my comments, I have my comment queued up as soon as you say something, but then you just move on and I don't have time to say it and then I forget.
Yeah, David.
David, leave us some room in there to for banter.
Yeah, David.
It's been 121 episodes and
All it is banter.
It's the David Chen show starring David
Yeah.
Chen and his banter with himself.
David Chen lists.
You're welcome, people. This is exactly what you guys have been asking for.
Top
Finally.
10 anime betrayals by David Chen.
Wait, what?
Coming in at number 10.
I don't know. I can't
I'm
even-
gonna let this happen. Go
David
ahead.
Chen backstabs the Doesn't Have Cinco's banter hour.
Number 9.
David backstabs doesn't have Cinco banter hour again.
You'll be number 8 will shock you.
I don't want you to know about number 7.
We get all the way to 3 and be like, here are some honorable mentions. He stabs them in the back again. And 3, 2, and 1. All right. Ben, tell us about Lightyear.
Buzz Lightyear of Toy Story fame stars in his own original origin story, Lightyear, the first of the TSCU, soon to be followed by a Ride Like the Wind, Bo, Potato, a Potato Head story, Slink, Every
What?
Ham Has His Day, Army Men, RC, Radically Controlled, Etchin' for Adventure, Ride Like the Wind, Finding Jesse, Lightyear Z, where the Z actually looks like the number 2, Barbie World Tour, and finally Rex Infinity War.
What about Bo Peep?
I said Bo. You know, it's a very strong, single worded title, you know,
Yeah.
right when you read it. Bam, Bo, you know, Bo Peep.
Yeah.
It's empowering, David.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
Yeah, no, you're getting canceled. We're all getting canceled.
We've been
I'd
canceled.
watch,
Nobody listens.
I'd watch a Toy Story cinematic universe movie about the Army Men.
Yeah, it's like Platoon.
Yeah.
It's just Platoon.
It's just Platoon acted out with our little plastic army men.
Yeah.
I would still watch that.
Actually, I guess it would be more like just Full Metal Jacket, right? Fucking what's his face is in it? Fuck, what's his name?
Army.
Yeah.
Wait, what if it was Army Men, but it was Major Payne?
Major Pain related.
Uh-huh.
Like, I don't know. Major Pain. That's a whole separate thing. Anyways, what are we doing? Lightyear.
Yeah. Stu, thoughts and score.
So I was a little disappointed when I found out about this movie, not casting, using the original voice actor for Buzz Lightyear.
Tim
Who
Allen.
was that again?
Tim Allen.
Oh.
Yeah. But I feel like Chris Evans did a pretty good job emulating that his kind of I don't know how you call it, baritone voice. And I also I was like a little uneasy, not uneasy. I was going in with kind of low expectations, just because I was like, oh, it's gonna be a kind of a more of a kid oriented movie, and it kind of was, but it was still, I thought it was still pretty enjoyable. My favorite, I think my favorite part of the movie was anything that had to do with socks.
Yeah.
The cat.
I was like, more
meow,
socks.
meow, meow, meow.
Can we get a spin-off movie?
Just
or
socks.
show with socks. Yeah, I mean, it was pretty good. I'm not gonna be too overly critical of it, because that was really my only gripe, was like not having Tim Allen as Buzz. So I mean, I give it a 7.
Okay. What about you, Ben?
Going into it with medium expectations, I really liked the first half of the movie. the setup for it. I think the overall that montage towards the beginning. I don't want to really give away too much with what happens during that montage, but I think it was, you know, if they kept with that theme and that tone for the rest of the movie, I think I would have been a lot more okay with whatever happened later on. But I I have this like creeping feeling that there were some production issues during this movie. Um, and I will get
Madeline keeps trying to bust into the studio.
it's tool time. Let me. The I do feel like there were some ideas that were laid out in the beginning that were kind of abandoned in favor of some additional characters, which I didn't really care about, and those characters ended up playing a bigger role later in the film. And I honestly was like, I don't care about you at all.
I don't care.
Yeah, it was really disheartening because there were, it felt like a very weird mishmash of these two storylines that don't really belong together almost. And at one point it's like, yeah, I care about this storyline a bit, and then the other one's like, please stop, I just come on, is it over yet,
Taika, get
um
out of here, Jesus.
that actually was the character. So as unfortunate as it was, I mean, I still really liked all the everything outside of those characters, right? Like the original story of Buzz Lightyear and the dynamic between Hawthorne
Mhm.
and I don't think this is really that much of a spoiler,
No,
but
you're literally talking about the first like 10 minutes of the film. Like it's not.
well, Buzz Lightyear and the Hawthorns. I think that was a really
Whoa. Okay, now you just spoiled it.
it was in the trailer, all right.
It
It
was
was in
the
the
whole
fucking
that was
trailer.
the whole trailer.
That was the trailer, all right. So
Then
I really
why even see the movie?
shut up, David. Anyways, I really like that dynamic. And I really think they should have leaned a little harder into it because, like I said, those auxiliary characters took up a lot of fucking valuable real estate of time. Like it was. I don't think anything those. I don't know why I'm concentrating so much on them, but I really think they just ate up so much fucking valuable time with no payoff whatsoever. It's very frustrating. The aesthetic, the music, like I think Pixar did a really good job with their first look into like a more sci-fi centric story, like what you're saying, Stu. Like Socks, I feel like stole every scene that he was in. It was just like everything about it was so fucking cool. It's like Socks was like this cool embodiment of like retro future tech along with like homage to to fucking Alien, right? It's like, hey, what
Mhm.
if Jonesy could talk and
Yeah.
was actually provided a functional use too. It was really fucking cool. And just the way that like Socks walks around was amazing too, because
I
like
like how he uses his keyboard.
oh my god, that was so fucking good. Just like boop, 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 and he makes the fucking noise. And yeah, it's just like so many good things were bundled up in Socks. But yeah, it really sucks that those other auxiliary characters really just detracted my enjoyment of the movie. I have to give it a 6.
Okay. I'm in the same vein as as Stu here, just because I liked a lot of the ideas that they had, um, and I really wish that they would have focused more on that dynamic between Socks and Buzz. And one of the parts that really let me down was the kind of like the aha moment, like the climb, like the once you get to the end of the pretty much the end of the movie, and they kind of do the reveal for what happened. And I was just like, really, that's what you're deciding on? And that really, up until that point probably would have given it 8.5, 9. I think it would have been better off as a TV show. Um, probably give me a 6-parter so that way you can explore some of these deeper characters. I think the inclusion of Taika's character and some of the other ones I think would have been fine if they didn't try to cram it in and kind of turn this into 2 movies and then just jam them into make it one. I think that's probably where it kind of falls a little bit short. So for me, it's also going to be like a 6.
I feel like the director or whoever's in charge of this part of the movie should have been like, all right, Taika, let's do your thing, but let's dial it down like to 6.
Yeah,
instead
I
of
really feel like Taika's inclusion was purely a business decision, right? He just did not fit in with anything. He didn't fit in with like the tone or the theme of anything they were talking about. He literally was just like, "Oh, I'm comedic relief, except I'm not very funny. I'm just there," you
I'm
know?
just doing Taika stuff.
Yeah, look, I'm quirky and I've got quirky humor, except it doesn't fit with like I found like all the other lines and all the other like elements of the movie extremely funny, you know? Like uh it's got this very serious tone and it like tries to celebrate like the absurdity of how serious it was. Like, hey, congratulations, you didn't die, and then like just spits confetti at them, you
Yeah.
know? Like that, you know?
Um,
But then Taika's just like, oh, look at me. I don't know what I'm doing. Whoop, 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 whoop.
yeah.
Like, I feel like they just had him ad lib whatever the fuck he wanted and then just animated over that and then jammed it into the movie, whether or not it fit with the plot line at all.
This works in the Marvels universe. Why wouldn't it work in the TSCU?
Oh my god, yeah, I did not care for his character, but I will dig into that much or well later.
Yeah,
Right
now. Let's
about
do it now.
now.
Yeah, go ahead, Ben. Dig into it.
Okay, well, when I was talking about the how there might have been production issues there, I like when they crash landed on the planet, I felt like they were setting up for a much different story. There was definitely like something with the planet, right, where like the vines were like getting them and just constantly dragging them down, and then like you don't really find out much more beyond that, right? It's just like, oh, okay, well, there's just vines everywhere that's like dragging everything down, but oh, that's it, you know. Just
More of
like,
a
okay,
comedic device at that point, because then everyone's just getting dragged away like for no
yeah,
reason.
yeah.
Right,
It's just,
because
I
it
thought,
almost feels like there's like like an elemental or environmental kind of doom, and then they completely just pivot off of it, throw it out completely away, and you never see it again almost.
yeah, and then there was the introduction of a very minor character, which was the rookie at the beginning of the movie. With the funny
Do you
name,
know
which
who voices the rookie?
yeah, that's why I was very suspicious of this. It was just like, wait, that's who voices it? Why? You know, that's
What a
such a
throwaway.
throw. Yeah. Yeah, it was
Like,
Bill Hader who voiced him. I was just like,
like
wait, why would you just toss that?
we have this nail we need to drive into this board. What do we use? A hammer or do we
Like,
use
no, Bill
fucking
Hader.
fucking one of those like pavement flatteners?
Yeah.
Like
Dude, his Bill Hader's character on Brooklyn Nine-Nine had a longer screen time than
Yeah. He
this
did.
dude did.
Yeah, I was very disappointed in it because I felt like he had a good running gag. It was just like, oh, he's just the eagle-eyed, or not the eagle-eyed, but the doe-eyed rookie
rookie.
with the really weird fucking name that no one could say. And I thought they're gonna riff on that a little more, but it was just like, oh, okay, he's gone, which is very disappointing, and that's why I'm kind of mad about the inclusion of Taika's character. Because he has no other connection to this fucking movie except that he's just Taika, he's just being Taika.
Yeah.
Um, so that's why I feel like he ate up very valuable real estate in this movie that could have been utilized for other things. Like, hey, what's like, I guess, oh yeah, we're in the spoiler zone. So what's
No.
older Buzz's like motive for like attacking the people there? They never got to that. He's just randomly attacking the humans there. Yep.
He mentioned that he wanted to like finish the mission, fix his mistake, right? And like
Yeah. So what
going
was
back in time so it does
attacking people kind of how does that advance his objective?
because he's stuck in that particular timeline and he needs their fuel.
Wait,
Is
what?
that close?
I don't know.
I don't
I
know.
wasn't a
Damn it.
fan. I wasn't a fan of the whole thing because going back to the original Toy Story movie, like his nemesis
Is
Zurg is kind of
Alright.
made out to be some kind of evil alien overlord or something.
So
Nope.
okay, I was actually
It's
okay
himself.
with this reveal because
What?
well, no, okay, hear me out. So
Cancel
Buzz's
Ben.
hey,
Cancel
hey, hey, hey,
Ben.
shut the fuck up.
Cancel.
Anyways, Buzz's justification for it was that he travels so far into the future that he finds all this advanced alien tech, right? And it's just abandoned. He found it. He did not make it. He found it, which means that tech used to belong to someone, right?
So there's still a chance that Zurg exists, but it's in the far, far future.
Yeah, and in the post-credit scene, we do see that he wakes up and he's still floating around out there. So Zurg has to come back in some form or another.
Once
In
again,
some.
I didn't wait to the real post credit
Yeah,
scene.
it was kind of weird because this was like a
I
post credit scene. It was like after all the company logos.
I feel like the first one I saw should have been the one they showed at the end then, because that
Yeah,
one was kind of just like whatever.
yeah, I was a little disappointed by that. But yeah, no, they're like after the Disney logo and the Pixar logo roll, like Zurg's floating in space, and then like his eyes light up. So there's that. Also, towards the end of the movie, um, Burnside sends the new Space Rangers to, I can't remember the exact name, but that is the area that they said in Toy Story where Zurg was from.
Mm.
So I
Taikani
mean,
Prime.
no,
Which one?
I
Like that's
can't
where they're
remember.
flying off to in the end.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're right.
yeah. So I mean, there's still hope that they delve deeper into Zurg if there is like a sequel for this. I don't know if there will
Oh,
be.
that would be a great standalone film.
Yeah, that's why Buzz Lightyear's, or I'm sorry,
But
Lightyear
then
Z, except the Z looks like the
So
number
the
two.
two.
but then you'll have to put up with the side characters again,
I
because
really hope they
because
kill them
that
off.
was his squad that he chose, which I thought was
Yeah, well,
stupid.
They're
because
gonna
we need the
die.
continuity. If Tyke is going to be in the next one, he better be in the next one.
Fuck me, man. Like I just did not like them. I really wish they just stuck with Bill Hader or something.
Yeah.
Like,
At least Bill Hader was his character was an actual space ranger. The
yeah,
other
and
three, the others three were not even space rangers.
I was okay with like Little Hawthorne because like thematically it kind of fit with everything that was going on. Like,
Right, him zooming into space at 4 years at a time. Trying
yeah,
to
that was
take like
actually really
eventually
sad.
generation.
Yeah, that was
I
pretty.
thought
That was
that
rough.
they ran through it so quickly, and I was like, wow, what are they going to fill the rest of the movie with?
Yeah,
It's a
like
good thing. It's a good thing Socks didn't have any kind of expiration date on him,
I
because that
know.
would have been
Thank
sad.
God, Socks
I
is
mean,
alive. Is
you
he
saw
okay?
towards the end, right? He was missing an ear. Something. His warranty definitely expired at
That's
that point.
alternate Socks.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah, evil. Well, not even evil Socks, but oh my God, that was that
That would
track
have been
chart.
great. Oh, can you imagine evil socks?
Yeah, there
Wait,
was evil.
David, why did you move across your room or something?
No, I'm standing.
Why? I could hear him fine. I don't know.
No, I can hear him too, but you just sound like you're further away now.
What?
No, he sounds like the same. I don't know. Doesn't sound like he's like super distant or like distant.
To infinity and beyond.
Now he sounds fine.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe David took the mic out of his mouth or something. But
Okay.
but yeah, I really like that opening montage because in the trailers I don't know why it just gave me the feeling that that whole jump between time would just be instantaneous and he's like 100 years into the future in one jump. But the fact that his hubris was getting in the way or his sense of pride, and like he just kept doing it over and over again knowing the consequences, that's what hurts a lot. It's just like this was his own fault that he missed out on like his best friend just dying like right before his eyes. That was kind of heartbreaking.
I wanted to get some clarification. Is Commander Burnside related to Alicia Hawthorne?
I don't think so.
That wasn't
No.
their son, right?
No, you're just racist, David.
Wow, we think all black people are related.
that was the question you asked, right?
No, I thought that would have been an interesting.
Am I racist?
I thought that would have been an interesting twist that he would like blame like Buzz Lightyear, and that's the reason why there's like I kind of was trying to find that link. I was like, maybe they're related. That's why he holds a grudge against him. Maybe that's why he wants to arrest him and stuff like that. But
I would have been
if he's
really
not related,
good with
maybe
that.
not.
I think it'd been a good dynamic between like the granddaughter Izzy versus like her father,
Right.
who is like resentment for him that he like abandoned his mother, right? Like that would have been really cool. But yeah, like a hit and a miss,
See, we could have spent some time talking about that as opposed to
Taika Waititi, and look, oh, I don't know what
and-
a
Why do you keep
harpoon
bringing
is.
this up, Ben? It's almost like you
Because
hate the
look
guy.
at him, look at all the fucking screen time and how many fucking lines he gets,
Does
and
he-
like, what did it amount to? Like, I'm not laughing at any of his fucking lines, and he didn't do anything fucking useful in the movie. Actually, a lot of the problems that came out from the movie in the plot actually came from him and his dumbass elbows.
He
and
he
also
shot
because he
the
can't
one guy with the spear gun.
Yeah. Oh, also, he almost killed Socks. He almost killed Socks.
Yeah,
by the
he
way.
almost killed Socks. Fucking
That's
idiot.
enough, for me to get
Yeah.
this engine going.
And also because he can't remember the name of the other side character because they're so forgettable.
Oh,
Yeah. And side character too.
Taika's plays a character, but his character's name is Mo Morrison.
Did they
Should just
say
have been-
that anytime in the movie? I don't
They said
even
it at the very beginning when they introduced him. I'm pretty sure they were like,
my God.
"Who are you?" Blah blah blah.
know.
And then the other guy's name is Darby Steele.
I actually like the other robot better than both of them. I
Yeah,
think the
the
other
other
robot in the short amount of time it had was funnier than those other two.
Yeah.
If they were looking for comedic relief.
Yeah, because it's like there's too much. Both of those characters, Taika's character and the other character, were like serving as comedic relief, and that's too much comedic relief.
Yeah, too much
Especially when you have
comedic
Socks
relief
already.
without any payoff for it. By the way,
Yeah. Especially when you have Socks carrying the load already.
oh my God,
so.
Socks so much.
bought you
in such
5
a little
minutes.
package. Huh?
I bought you 5.
Oh yeah. God, that fucking
That
that dark
Favorite gag.
dude. Like
When he first did that, and then Light Buzz's reaction, like, "Wait, was that from for
Yeah.
me?"
It sidesteps the question.
let's go. I bought you 5 minutes.
That was great. I want to.
Yeah,
if they
they-
got a little ornament, like a desk ornament of Socks, I need to get one.
Yeah. Oh, I
They
think
actually
there's a
have-
life-size version.
There is. It's $400.
Well, I
Yikes.
guess I'm $400 poorer. Oh, the other thing that I think this movie really fucked up on was the fact that you said that it was a little disheartening to not hear Tim Allen like in this
Mhm.
movie. I felt like it would have been a really cool thing to bring him in for Old Buzz. Like, what the
Yeah,
fuck?
that would have been cool too.
That's like a slam
something.
dunk. It's like you go
Yeah.
up for the slam dunk. It's like, oh, let's bring in Old Buzz. And you get the alley oop, you're at the rim, and then you pass it off. Oh wait, it's a turnover.
And then you
Great.
throw it out for a 3
You
Yeah.
dunk
from
it-
half
instead
court.
Instead of dunking it over the defense, you just throw it to the coach who's standing on the sideline.
of the other team.
Yeah.
Isn't that considered the Steph Curry behind the back special?
Yeah, that's what it is. But yeah, it was very disappointing. I think. Who even voiced Old Buzz? I don't even know.
James
Oh.
Brolin.
Who?
Really? Josh Brolin?
No, James Brolin. I think it's Josh Brolin's dad.
Are you serious?
Oh,
James Brolin.
wow.
Dude, actually the craziest thing is for some reason I thought oh crap, what is the name of the guy? He's I thought for some reason it was Johnny Cash. The way
The
he
guy who's
talks.
dead.
They brought Johnny Cash's corpse into the
No,
studio.
as in like
just-
somebody was trying to emulate Johnny Cash as like talking. I was like, man, he sounds familiar, and it was like, oh, it's not. But yeah, it's James Brolin, Josh Brolin's dad.
That's such a strange selection.
Yeah. Why not?
I
just
mean,
Josh
the
Brolin?
names on the title card are great, right? I mean, Chris Evans, Taika, right? Bill Hader's in this, and then they kind of
And
just
shout out to Peter's son, the voice of Socks.
socks.
Damn, knocked it out of the park. I don't
Socks,
know who
please.
Peter's son is.
Me neither.
He's-
But Disney, Pixar, more Socks, please.
Yeah, please. If you make some sort of weird animated spin-off show, it's gotta be Socks. It's
Yeah.
gotta
He was the voice of the cook in Ratatouille.
be. Which okay.
No. The main guy, Emil.
He's
The guy who's being
Sissio in
controlled.
Luca.
Who the fuck? Wait, Emil? Who the fuck is Emil?
I'm pretty sure he's from. Hold on, wait. Let me find him. Voice guy.
You mean Linguini or where the fuck? The guy with the
that's
rat
different.
on his head, right? The only guy with the rat on his
Yeah,
head.
the guy who
Oh no,
Patton
that's
Oswalt interacts with.
that's Lou Romano. I thought it was Ray Romano.
Ray Romano.
That would have been great. Ray Romano is
Wait, Ray Romano was like on top of the guy's head and like piloting him.
Ray Romano is controlling the other guy who's controlling the rat who's controlling.
So Ray Romano
the
was on top of Socks, who then decides to cook.
I thought the
thing.
name sounded familiar. I don't know who that character is. Emil. I thought that was the name of the
Fuck
guy.
is Emil?
I'm just reading the cast from Ratatouille, but he also voiced that guy also. But
All right. No, so basically he's not been in anything else.
nope, nothing that you know.
Very, very big.
Yeah.
So
Okay, we'll get more roles.
more socks.
All right. Any other
Not
thoughts?
more
No,
rolls, just
dude,
more
they
socks.
really should just turn this into a TV series.
Yeah,
Socks and Lightyear
Sock-
Adventures.
Socks.
It's like Star Trek. They go out and visit a different like civilization or something, and Socks is like
Yeah.
Captain James T. Kirk. Right?
Yeah, sure.
Stardate.
All right.
Blah, blah, blah.
All right. Any other thoughts before we go and wrap this one up, guys?
God, I love socks.
Yeah, I know. Just more socks, please, Disney. If you can do one thing right, please do socks.
You're right. More Kenobi episodes.
With socks.
More Kenobi episodes where he's a shell of his former self.
Oh, okay.
Wait. Okay. Sorry. Off topic. But is the rest or those 2 episodes, are they worth picking Kenobi back up to watch?
I think
again?
so. Because
You weren't
doesn't-
wrong about the Naboo starfighter, so I'm gonna go back in.
I think so, because it starts to he's not just like, oh, I'm old and anymore. So
Well, I don't know. I took 3 episodes of that. I don't know how many more.
I don't know
episodes
why
I
they
took.
spent so many. I can see them spending 1 episode doing that.
Yeah.
I don't know why they spent 3.
And episode 4, 5 minutes in, Jar Jar pops up. Oh, sign me the fuck up! All right.
Oh man. All right. Join us next week as we cover in our movie of the week, The Black Phone. Correct, Stu?
Yes.
Well, it's either that or Elvis.
Telefono de Negro.
Wow. Wow. we're
Okay.
fancy.
All right.
What? It's just Spanish.
Hey, dude,
Spanish
we
now?
spelled
dare you.
cinco
How dare
incorrectly.
you
All right,
speak a
dude.
different
stop.
language in here. We speak American here.
Says
Now
the
excuse me
podcast.
while I go get my carne asada burrito.
One cerveza, poor fever.
One taco al, actually 6 taco al pastors, please, or favor.
It's not pork, is it?
All right, guys, join us next week as we cover in our movie of the week, The Black Phone. Don't forget to like and subscribe wherever you're getting your podcasts at. We're available on SoundCloud, Spotify, YouTube, Google, and Apple Podcasts. As always, I'm your host, David.
I'm Stuart.
And I'm gonna be really pissed that this is the last time we see Socks, because I really
I
want
know,
to see
right?
Socks.
All right, guys, don't forget to check us out on Twitch at twitch.tv/DoseNavCincos. Don't forget to tip your Reiki Master. Stay safe out there, and we will see you guys on the next one. Hey, bye.
Bye.
Bye.